So yeah, let us just start. That is now ES303, and that is called hot rocks and humanity, but it is actually a volcanology class. So, and today I will just show you some of my research related to volcanic or volcanology. So, because last semester some of you were asking or even complaining that you don't know what's going on. I mean, that is now the application has two courses, what's going on, and therefore you need the basics. What I taught you last year in ES303. So, if we are just going to, yes, the field trip, what should we do with the field trip? All of you are doing also ES301, is it?
Yes.
So then we can make actually a longer field trip but a combined one. So that means the ES303 and the ES301 is then the same field trip. So but we can go longer. Maybe 6 or 7 days, something like this. So in there I would suggest that we are going to Vanua level, because there are all the hot springs, and we are doing in ES301 also the geothermal power, yeah? And in the Vanua level you have a lot of hot springs. So, and I actually would prefer to have the field trip after the exam. Yeah, that was actually something which I offered to you, but other people were then again complaining last semester because they like to have the field trip during the midterm semester break. But when I'm doing the field trip during the midterm semester break, then people have clashes. And from my point of view, if I'm doing the field trip at the end of the semester or after the examination, then I know already the results from the examination, and if somebody is weak, then I can just make some additional stuff in the field. So, and you can then just let a Satan know. Then you like to have the field trip, and that should be also very fast, because I have then to put together the course outline, yeah, and therefore I should have the dates. The course outline is actually the same like last year, and this one is uploaded on Moodle. So because the content of the course is the same. So then all the necessary material is also already uploaded on Moodle. The 2 tests are uploaded on Moodle, and all the movies from last year which I recorded are also uploaded on Moodle. So you can then actually just start right now to fill out its tests, or making always from time to time some questions, and then you are handing these tests in when I'm telling it to you. So now we can start here with the slag figure. The slag figure is a figure which I have constructed, and it shows us following geological features. So, and where do you think, or which location is shown on this figure? Which island is this here? That is Viti level. We are sitting right now somewhere here. So that is Vanua level. Here I have coral. So and here we have what do we have here? Here we have 1, 1. So, and here these small pieces, that is Tonga. And then we have here, what do you think is this here? That is New Caledonia. So, and we have here following features. We have here a subduction zone, and we have here a subduction zone. Here the one oceanic plate is moving beneath this one, and here we have an oceanic plate dipping down from the east to the west. And on the other side, it is dipping down from the west to the east. So, and then if you are checking the earthquakes, I mean, we have here where they are detecting every day earthquakes here, yeah? But these earthquakes are not dangerous to us because Fiji is lying here in the vicinity. So, and the earthquakes which they can detect here are sourced in a depth of about 600 kilometers. So, and what do you see is the source of this earthquake, which are created in a depth ranging, let us say, between 400 and 600 kilometers. I mean, there must be something downstairs. And there must be something downstairs which is not in equilibrium. So, and I told you last semester a lot of time about equilibrium and disequilibrium. So, and here we have now the first feature where you can actually be very happy that this stuff which is in this equilibrium is located in a depth of 600 kilometers, and if there is an earthquake, then we will not recognize it here, or it is very, very soft. Yeah? So, but whereas if you are going to Vanuatu, yeah, or you are going to Tonga, there it can shake quite a long time and very heavy, yeah, because there we have just the big slab between the oceanic lithosphere. So, but here we are sitting in a depth of, here the earthquakes are located in a depth of about 600 kilometers, and what do you see is there which can create an earthquake? There are just old remnants of downgoing slabs. They are lying around, they can sink down till the boundary at about 600 kilometers. So, and if such a slab dips down, then we have this equilibrium, the mineral reaction take place, as I showed it to last semester. So, because this plate is cold and this stuff is hot. So, and that is then the same procedure what you are doing every day in your kitchen. You are heating something up in a pot of water. So when the water is boiling and the spaghetti noodles inside are cold, and then you are trying to bring both in equilibrium. That means the noodles has the same temperature like the surrounding water. So, and here in this case the noodle is this stuff, and then is the boiling water. So, and if you have such a slab hanging around at the core mantle boundary, yeah, then this slab becomes then recycled. So, in such a recycling process is always a thing of disequilibrium. So that is the same as when you are going to News World and you are buying such a lollipop or ice cream. Then you are sucking on it, and then the stuff becomes molten from outside. It becomes molten from outside, and that happens with this stuff. So, and then this stuff is lying around there, and while it is trying to get in equilibrium, then you have a lot of stress. So and that can then result in an earthquake. So, but then you, if you have such stuff hanging around in the crust or in the mantle, it is in the mantle, or you have this situation here, and then dehydration reactions will take place here, and then you have the rise up of melt. Yeah, you know this also from last semester. And here we have a man from Tonga, and where could you observe in the last 3 years the rise up of melt? Yes, that is the small island. So that is actually the practical application from that stuff what I'm teaching, yeah? So this Huya Tonga, I think it's Huya Tonga, yeah? It is somewhere here, but it's too small, yeah? But this is still there. So, and islands are not only sinking and becoming destroyed like Kiribati nowadays, also new islands are formed. That is the thing which happened since the last 4,600 million years, because that was the birth of the Earth. So, then we have here a subduction, and the volcanoes which are formed here, these are volcanoes which are related to subduction. Yeah? So, and the rocks which are produced by these volcanoes, they are different, yeah, from the rocks which you are forming here. So here you have a ridge, here is a ridge, and here is a ridge, yeah. So and there you are forming different magmatic rocks compared to those located at the subduction zone, yeah. So and that is the thing what we like to do in this class. We are checking different volcanic rocks and plutonic rocks at the different geotectonic locations or geotectonic settings. So and then I will just show you three the stuff from 3 publications which I published just recently, and tomorrow we are doing the same for the applied geology, but other papers. Let us take the SOMA 2009. So and there I have, I just made some models, yeah, it's called red low angle subduction. And that was beneath the Tanzania crater. So if you are looking here at the Tanzania crater, that is just a map which you can use. I mean, you can just download these GIS tools from the internet, and then you can make such maps. So, and that is here the Tanzania crater. So, and the Tanzania crater is very, very old. It is an Archean crater, yeah? So, if we are going back to Fiji, then we are dealing with very, very young rocks, yeah? So the oldest rock which I have dated here in VT level, it's 47 million years old. So at this 47 million year old rocks which I have dated in VT level, that was a gabbro. And here we have already a gabbro, yeah? So we got here this rock collection, we got 400 rocks, 130 are still missing, and we have here a lot of rocks, and that is a gabbro, yeah? That is oceanic crust. You can just give it a round, and then you are just putting it here back. So and then we have here mantle modules, that is a dunite, yeah? Such dunites you can find, this one was collected in the dries of Bayern near Down-Eifel in Germany, but you can find the same stuff at Moro. At Koro you can find them, and I heard you can find them also on BT level. There's a location where they can also collect them. So, but in Koro you can find thousands of them. So, and these are, there is a dunite that contains mainly olivine. You should know the olivine from the last year's class. Yeah, it's Mg2 SiO4. And that is the most common mineral in the Earth's mantle. 67% of the Earth's mantle contain or consist of olivine. So, and these minerals in the Earth's mantle, yeah, that's olivine, and then you have autopyroxene, you can have spinel, you can have garnet, versulites as well, and then you can have metal-based versulites, and that's it. So, and such a gabbro is a plutonic rock. Yeah, you know by now what a plutonic rock is. Yeah, Eleanor should actually has been taught it to you. So, and such a gabbro is a plutonic rock, and that means this gabbro becomes stuck in the Earth's mantle. So, whereas here in BT level you can find a lot of basalts, and you can also find a lot of andesites. So that is a diorite. A diorite is also nearly the same like an andesite, and that is a volcanic rock. That means this rock was cooled down very fast at the Earth's surface when it reached the Earth's surface during a volcanic eruption. So, and here we have, and I mean the oldest rocks which I have dated in Fiji, it's the gabbro, which I told you it's 47 million years old. Then you have these tonalites, yeah, and these tonalites you can also find in BT level. I mean tonalites, these are actually plagiogranites, yeah, plagiogranites, yeah. I think that we have also a tonalite here. That should be a tonalite, yeah. Yes, that is a tonalite, and this kind of stuff you can also find here, and I have dated them of 37 million years. So, but as you also have heard just right now, in Tonga we have the situation that we have very new produced material, and that is this island which popped out just 3 years ago out of the water. So if we are going now to Tanzania, then we have here the old craton, and this Tanzania craton is 2,900 million years old. So that is 2,900 million years old, but the Earth is always working in cycles. So here in Fiji you have the situation that you can study the things now in situ. Yeah? I mean 47 million years, that is just yesterday, that's nothing. So, but here 2,900 million years, that is something old. Yeah? I mean the oldest rocks which they have dated on Earth, I think they are 4,200 million years old, and they found them in Greenland, and the oldest craton which they have found, that means the oldest continental sheet, that is the Cabral in South Africa, and the Pilbara in Australia, and the Cabral and the Pilbara have been one time together, yeah, and that formed the first continent. So, and that means continents are forming and continents are breaking off, yeah, that is always the game what's going on here, yeah. So, and here in Fiji, we have the situation that we are forming actually now new landmass, yeah. Here in Tanzania, the stuff has now become a lot of times recycled. So, and here we have this Tanzania craton, and here on this craton you can find here the Kitsumbi mine, and here the Mansa mine, and these are diamond mines, and diamonds are formed in a depth of about 200 kilometers. We are doing this then in ES301 more in detail when we are talking about the diamond ore deposit. So and here you can find them as well, and these diamonds, they are coming also to the surface via a rupture. So the diamonds are coming to the surface via kimberlite eruption or not a volcanic eruption. We will discuss this then also in detail in the ES301. So anyway, you have here these old shields. You can find them here in Tanzania and then in South Africa, also in the United States and in the Congo and blah blah blah. So and then you can see here that this area is strongly formed. Yeah, I mean here this craton is undeformed. This area, the surrounding area is all strongly formed. Yeah, there are mountains. And if you are checking here the scale, that is quite a high evaluation that goes up to 2,700 meters. And here you have a big volcano here on the border to Kenya. Do you have an idea what which volcano that is? That is Mount Kilimanjaro. So, and that is a huge volcano. So, and then we have here the situation, it's strongly deformed, and then we have here this volcano. So there is also another volcano just very close to the Mount Kilimanjaro, that is the Oidengo-Lengai. And the Oidengo-Lengai, that is a carbonated volcano. Yeah? This volcano is producing other rocks. So we have then always different rocks at different locations formed by different volcanic eruptions. So but now we have here this undeformed old craton, and here we have strong deformed rocks. Yeah. So when we are talking about strong deformed rocks, then we are talking about metamorphism, and then we know that deformation processes has been taken place. So what kind of processes do you think has been responsible here? So I mean here this stuff is up to 2,900 million years old, and this stuff you can also find remnants of very old Archean crust also up to 2,900 million years old. So but why is this then here deformed and next to it is not deformed? And why do we have here a volcano? I mean, these are just observations which you can make with Google Earth. Yeah, yeah, you don't need any the high-tech tools. Yeah. So if such deformation takes place, then we have a collision between something. Yeah. So and that can be a continent collision that means two continental fragments crashing into each other. Yeah. Or it can be the subduction. So here in Tonga and in Vanuatu we have subduction, and there we have an oceanic lithosphere is colliding with another oceanic lithosphere. Yeah? So and where do you have this situation that one oceanic lithosphere is colliding with another oceanic lithosphere? I mean, you have this situation around the whole circle Pacific firing, yeah? But where they get, in the past, huge problems because of this. What kind of problems you will get when we have when you are living at a collision zone? I just told it to you before. That is an earthquake, yeah. So they had a lot of earthquakes in Japan, yeah. So there was this very strong one a couple of years ago where Fukushima were blown away, yeah. So and then we have here this collision, and we have here this volcano. So what do you think is more applicable? A continent-continent collision or a subduction between oceanic lithosphere with this continental lithosphere? I mean, if you have here the Tanzania craton, that is continental lithosphere. So that is then a subduction, and here we have, while we are subducting the whole thing, we have then the rise up of melt, and then we are creating such a volcano. So these are all observations what you can just do with Google Earth, yeah? So now we are going to the next slide. So these are just thermal models which I have calculated. These ones you cannot do only with Google Earth, therefore you have to do some calculations. So, and I mean what you, when you have a subduction, what you can vary, or what do you think you can vary while you have a subduction? I mean, here I made a model of a steep subduction, and here I made a thermal model, if you are going a little bit up, of a flat subduction. So why do you think is in the first picture we have what is the situation when we have a steep subduction compared to a flat subduction? I mean, there must be a reason why the other one is flat and the other one is steep. Both are subduction, but the other one is flat and the other one is steep. So, and yeah, a moment, if I can just have again the stick. Somewhere. We have a movie player there, is it? Stick. I cannot see that. You know the USB stick. Oh, yeah. So, then we are doing at first the first line. This one. No, that is yeah, if you just go back to the beginning. So that is now also a cross section through the Earth down to a depth of 670 kilometers, and there we have model subduction and we have middle ocean ridges. So, and I mean the blue color stands always for cold temperature, and the red color is always representative for hot temperatures. So, and everywhere where we have hot material, then we have the rise up of melt. Again. So here we have the rise up of melt. So, and of course, if we have hot material, why does a hot material rise up? Is hot material a lower density or a higher density? Hot material has a lower density. So, and then it rises up. So that is the same if you are sitting in a bus and you have such a rubber duck with you. They are putting it under the water, and then it will just rise up again. Or it will always rise up, except the rubber duck is not broken. So, and then we have the rise up of material. Here we have then a subduction zone. When we just do it once more, here we have the rise up, here we are subducting something, here that this cold material goes down, then this cold material becomes again heated up, so the dehydration reaction will take place. As soon as dehydration reaction takes place, you will create melt, and this melt will rise up. So, and therefore you have always areas where you have cold material becomes heated up. So then you have a change in density, it becomes slower, and what will increase while you are decreasing the density? The volume. Yes? If you are heating it up, or if you are heating up water, then the volume will increase dramatically, because you are producing that steam. So, and that is for all the minerals and for the rocks the same. So, and that is the reason why we have actually life on Earth. Because on other planets there is no life possible. At least at those ones which we can observe. People thinking they can go to Mars when after they have damaged the Earth, but that is not that easy. So, and if you are going to Venus, you can actually also observe from an observatory. Venus is the sister planet of the Earth. Then there is also no life possible, because there is no plate tectonic. But you have, on Venus, you have at least volcanic eruptions. If you can just go to the Venus-like movie. No, not this one. This one. So on Venus you have also convection cells as on Earth. But here on Venus the convection cells forming squares, and you have then always the rise up of melt, but you do not have any subduction. You have just the rise up of melt on such corners. So, and now the thing is, how do you think people have constructed this, or we have constructed this movie on Venus? I mean, we cannot go to Venus, yeah? First of all, it is too far, and second of all, it is too hot, yeah? I mean, you have their surface temperatures of ranging between 400 and 700 degrees, yeah? That is too hot. So, but now we have constructed this picture. And how do you think one can construct this without being there? And I mean, if you cannot go there, then you cannot sample rocks. And therefore, you can only make observations via a huge telescope. So, and I mean, on Venus, you can do the observation very easy because there is no vegetation, yeah? On Venus, we have only basaltic crust. So, but the fact that we could construct these images here, or these movies, is because you have the volcanic craters. So, in such a volcanic crater, or the caldera, you can observe very easily. Yeah? So, you can also observe them very easily here in Wikidata. Yeah? You can just go to Google Earth, and then you can observe the calderas of the volcanoes. Yeah? So, and the fact that we have here put this all in squares, that is because the calderas on Venus, they are all located like this. I mean, if we are just looking now for the bird perspective, yeah, then we are looking from above, then you have here a caldera on Venus, here you have a caldera, here you have a caldera, and here you have a caldera. So, and they are all arranged in squares. So, and therefore that was taken as a basis to make these movies. So, if you are going to Mars, on Mars you had in the first 200 years plate tectonic processes, yeah. So, because on Mars you have sediments, yeah, you can observe them. And on Mars they have detected water. I mean, there is not liquid water, there is ice, yeah? So that is then the important thing. Here on Earth we have plate tectonics, and of course we have earthquakes, and of course we have with the earthquakes we have the related tsunamis, and we have volcanic eruptions, and all these things, but without these catastrophes, yeah, there would be no life possible on Earth. So now we are going to the lab movie. So that is the lab, yeah. What is here now? The lab movie is broken, then we are closing the lab movie and making this movie. Okay. That is now not that great. So because that I have just to, then we are just going back to this one. So, and here we have now subduction, we have a flat subduction, we have here a flat one, and here we have a steep one. So, and these are features which you can only observe on Earth. So, and there we will then create, during your plate tectonic processes, you have the big ocean ridges, then you have this, where you are forming new material, yeah, on the mid ocean ridges you are forming new material, and on the collision zones you are destroying the material and recycling it. So, and what do you think is the main effect that this plate, while it is colliding with this plate, it does not matter if we are going here or here. Why do you think this is dipping down? That dips down because of the higher density. So if this plate here and this plate contains consistent of a gabbro at the top, yeah, I just showed you the rock, and beneath you have your mantle lersolite, I showed you also the rock. So these olivine and all these other minerals which belongs or which occur in the lersolite, these are high dense minerals. So they have such a lersolite have a density, let us say 3.5 to 3.8, something like this. And if it is dipping down beneath the continental crust, then it is because the continental crust has a much lower density. I mean, such a granite has a density of 2.8. So, and then the material with the higher density will just dip down. So, but then we have still this problem to solve, why we have here the situation of a steep subduction and why it is here flat. So that is also a density effect, yeah? That means if we have here, like if you just can go there, if we are looking here at this situation where it becomes then more buoyant, yeah? It is just here looking at the bottom of the continental crust. So, and then it becomes here more buoyant, that means it sweeps up. Then it must have a lower density compared to the asthenosphere in the mantle below. So, but how can we lower the density then? And if you are looking for the thermal, for the distribution of the temperature, it is for a subduction very cold, yeah? We have here in a depth of about 150 kilometers, we are running here at 600 degrees Celsius. So, and what material can make your thing or can cause a lower density? So what material you can add to lower the density? I just told you such a mantle lersolite has a density from 3.5. So now we like to lower the density. What can we do? Which material is above the oceanic crust? So I mean, if you are looking here at in Fiji, what material covers the oceanic crust? Thousands or millions or billions liters of water. Yeah? So, and what does this water, or what is this water doing with the oceanic crust? So we have here, we are just making here again a continental crust. CC. Here we are making an oceanic crust. So it's here above the oceanic crust. No, that is the oceanic crust, that is the gabbro, yeah. This green one, OC for oceanic crust, and that is the mantle slag. So and here above all the stuff, we have water. So and I told you last semester that you have in the oceanic crust a lot of very, very steep fault and cracks. They are going down into a depth up to 75 kilometers. So and then you have here these cracks. You have them everywhere. So and there hydration of the oceanic crust take place. So and therefore you will then hydrate minerals like the olivine and the autopyroxene, and you will make out of this olivine and autopyroxene and serpentine. I showed this also to you last semester, and then you are making a serpentine out of it, a serpentine that has a much lower density compared to the olivine and to the autopyroxene, and that leads then to this buoyancy. So, but this antigorite, this kind of serpentine is the antigorite, is not stable above temperatures of 600 degrees Celsius. Yeah? So, and therefore, you have to put the water also somewhere else. If we just can go back to the movies. So this this one is fine. Yeah, hopefully it will work. I'm not sure. Yes. So these are also things which I have constructed. You are just making using a piece of rock, cutting a little bit away, or actually only polishing a few micrometer away, making the picture. Then you are doing the same and the same and the same, and you are doing this a lot of times. Then you get a picture how it looks like inside a piece of rock. So, and this piece of rock is maybe 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So, and then you can see, I mean, here we have some other mineral inclusions inside, and then we have here grain boundaries. So, and this water can be located around grain boundaries, or it can be related here to all these fault and crack systems, yeah? So, and this water is then not H2O like it is coming out of the tap, it is OH. It is an OH. So, and that is how you are bringing the water down in the Earth's mantle. So, and that is something very important, because that is also only a feature which exists on Earth. So that we have this huge water pump. I mean, the whole planet is actually acting like a water pump. So you are bringing down water in the Earth's mantle, there you will create melt, and then this melt will rise up. Yeah, and then you have a volcano. And these volcanoes you have here everywhere in front of your front door. Yeah? So, and that's the way where it goes down. So now we are looking at the other movie, the samples. This one, yeah. So that is actually the same in green. We have some mineral inclusion or other minerals. Then we have the water distributed around grain boundaries and in all the fractures in such a rock sample. Yeah? So, and there it is bounded on point defects and line defects and so on. I showed you also last semester how this picture looks like in a atomic scale. Now we have the atomic scale, how it looks like then in nature. It looks like actually like in space. So, and that is how the water goes down. So, and one can calculate how much water is in the Earth's mantle. So, and we found or not we, because I did not find it, there was somebody faster, and he or she found that you can put the mass of all surface water, also the oceans and the inland water, yeah, the fresh water, the salt water, everything, it is, you can put it down in the 10 times in the Earth's mantle, 10 times. So, but that sounds looks like or sounds at first like a huge number, but it is not that huge, because if you are now going back to your ES303 documents, then you can find the average depth of the oceans. And what is the average depth of the ocean? The average depth of the ocean is 3 kilometers. So, and if you are looking at your other PowerPoint from ES303, then you will figure out that the Earth's mantle goes down, or how deep is the Earth's mantle all in all? That is 6,000 kilometers, yeah? Of course, in a depth of 6,000 kilometers, you have not that much water left, but even if you are distributing the water only till a depth of 670 kilometers, then you can put down the ocean or 10 times all the surface water, because the ocean is in average only 3 kilometers depth. So this procedure or cycle of the water is very important, because otherwise we would not sit here. So now we can go then back to our Tanzania picture. So, and therefore we can make such geodynamic models. So, and if we have a steep subduction, then it is a subduction which has a higher density. If we have a flat subduction, it is a subduction with a lower density. So, but if we are thinking in terms of weight, what other factor can make such a subduction also more steep? It's not only the water, it's something else. That is the age. Because with time, I mean here in the South Pacific, that is all very, very young stuff. It is just yesterday. So, but if we are going, for example, a little bit more to the east, if you are using a ship and you are driving with this ship always eastwards, what will happen? Which continent you will meet? To the east. To the west, you will go to Africa. At first, you will go to Australia, and then you will go to Africa. So, but if you are going directly to east, then you will touch South America. So, and there you have the Andes, yeah. And the Andes, you have the dipping of the oceanic crust beneath the continental crust, and there the material, the oceanic material or crustal material is much older. So I mean, if I have dated, or I found the oldest rocks here in Vitinello are 47 million years old, then there is not a subduction around which is older. Yeah? So, but such an oceanic crust, till it becomes recycled, they are getting actually older. And the oldest oceanic crust, how old do you think is the oldest oceanic crust? We have done this also in ES306, if Eleanor has done it. I mean, the oldest continental crust is 4.2 or 4.2 billion years, which is 4,200 million years. And theoretically, the whole planet is 4,600. So, but the oldest oceanic crust is not 4.2 or 4.2 billion years, it is much younger. It is about 200 billion years. Why do you think is the oceanic crust, the oldest oceanic crust, only 200 million years, whereas the oldest continental crust is 4,200 billion years? That is because the oceanic crust becomes always recycled, yeah? So, and therefore we have here in the South Pacific, and that you can then see also during the field trip, you can see especially at the beach in Sabu Sabu. Is somebody from Sabu Sabu here? You can see at the beach while you are walking along at the beach, or there is also two fountains. They have two hot spring fountains, very nice one, very hot one, yeah. And at the beach it is everywhere swizzling. So, and that is the degassing from the mantle. So that means there comes CO2 and methane and some other species are coming out from the mantle, and that is because there is a magmatic underplate. So that is all very, very important. It is from this point of view important that those people living in Vanuatu can leave before the whole island will become blown up, but it will not become blown up because if you have this degassing below, then you will not increase the pressure. Because the pressure, you have always the release of the pressure, yeah? Because the gas goes out. So, but if you need some electricity in Vanuatu, then you can use this feature to run turbines with it, yeah? And this is the geothermal power. And everywhere where you have a high volcanic activity, you have this feature that you have a very high geothermal gradient, and then you can use this for making power. So if you are living in Tanzania on the Tanzania Craton, which is 2,900 million years old, then you must even not think about it, that you can use this, yeah? Because if these shields are that old, then they are growing down. So they are growing to the bottom, because the material becomes then all cooled down from above, and it is also cooling down, and therefore you are forming more and more solid material. So, and that is then also the situation when you are going to South America and you have the subduction from the oceanic crust there. This Pacific plate which becomes subducted there is about 200 million years old. Therefore, it is much more thick, yeah, from the thickness compared to the Fiji plate, yeah, because the Fiji plate is much younger and the magma is just sitting below. So, therefore, we are studying such things. So, and then we can go to the next slide. So, and therefore you are making these phase diagrams, which I also showed you in partly, or I gave you an introduction last semester, because I cannot bring you to this on this level to construct these diagrams, but you should even know that they are existing. So, and then you have here on the bottom, you have the temperature, if you can show the bottom. The temperature, here you have the pressure, and then you can calculate under which pressure and temperature condition you will find which minerals. So, and that has a very high economic use, because then you can calculate at which pressure and temperature you will find which minerals or at which pressure and temperature conditions. So and there you can calculate if there is a possible ore deposit. So and you can even calculate, and that I'm showing you tomorrow, and that I will also show you in the ES301 class, then you can even calculate what's the grade of the ore is, yeah? How many grams per ton of gold you can expect in a certain mine or copper, yeah? That is for the people here important, yeah? For the people in South Africa, they are interested in the carats per ton of diamonds. So if somebody is from Solomon, I think Solomon is somebody from Solomon, then you should know that on Solomon they found diamonds, but I have not heard anymore anything about these diamonds. Maybe the grade is too low, or I think the quality is maybe too low, yeah? So, but on Solomon you can find also this type of rocks here, yeah? So, but in Solomon you will find this type of rock, this lacerolite, or here is dunite, you will find this lacerolite with garnets inside. So, and these lacerolites are formed at the same depth, yeah, as the diamonds are formed, yeah? So when people thinking, or they have found them, I don't know. But as far as I know, there is no exploration going on, yeah? So yeah. So now we can go to the other paper. We are making now use of, yeah, let us make this one. So that is now another one, which I made, and that is from the thumb volcano. So and the thumb volcano is called the thumb volcano because it looks like a thumb. So and that is actually a volcanic neck. That is here. That is here in the United States, and I thought there are also some students from the US here. Yeah, too shy or what? Does not matter. Here you have the thumb volcano, and the thumb is a volcanic neck. So when you are going back to your two field trips, ES106 and ES203, then they showed you also all these volcanic necks on VT level, is it? So and you know how such a volcanic neck is formed? What? Yes, but how? No, how it is formed, not you, they. So that is, I mean, you have the rise up of melt or magma, yeah, you can call it so or so, it does not matter. You have the rise up, and then you are, volcano is spitting. So then I will tell you what you have to do in the practical. There you should build up volcanoes, I mean models of volcanoes, but you should create them in such a way that they are spying. So there you can use different kitchen material, yeah. So and then you can calculate the curves when they are erupting. So when by you are forming a caldera, he will also organize some chemicals. There you can form a caldera very nicely while the volcano is erupting. So and then you have this caldera. So but then magma or melt is still coming up, and this magma or melt becomes stuck in the vent. So and then it becomes stuck in the vent. So and then weathering processes take place, and I mean here on Fiji you have a high degree of weathering because of the humid climate. So then your caldera is weathering away, and then the neck is just standing there because the neck does not will not be affected that fast from weathering. So and then you have everywhere these necks, and here in Fiji these necks are made of andesitic rocks. So in such a neck you have here also at the Colorado Plateau. That is here. And here you have the same thing again. You have here very, very strong deformed material. Here are somewhere the Rocky Mountains. Here this boundary we have the eastern limit, and the Colorado Plateau itself is also undeformed, while the material, the surrounding material is strongly deformed. So and if you are just going back to your ES303 documents, or maybe to some television shows, I don't know, or some movies from the TV, what's here? The geotectonic setting. So I mean, do you have here also a continent collision, or is here a subduction beneath a continental crust, or do we have subduction of one oceanic crust beneath another oceanic crust, or what is going on here? The hotspot is sitting in Hawaii. But we will also talk in class then about the hotspots, yeah? But here you have, I mean, here in California, you have the transform fault, but in general you have here the subduction of oceanic crust towards the continent. So, and because you have here the Circum-Pacific firing, yeah? Here you are going down South America, then you have here somewhere Japan, here somewhere Australia, here somewhere Fiji. So here you have then also the subduction and the formation of a volcano. So at least the collision of the oceanic crust with the continent, that leads then to high-grade metamorphism, or to the formation of metamorphic rocks. There they are, therefore they are so deformed. So and here you have this feature like before, that we have here undeformed stuff. So and then you have here also somewhere the Colorado mineral belt. Yeah, you have there a lot of in Colorado. They are doing also a lot of mining. And they have there, I think, tin and also gold and silver and all this stuff. And I mean, gold and silver and copper and all this stuff is also, you can also find it here. And it is of high economic importance. So next slide. So there I have again done such a model, yeah. So then you can see the temperature distribution. Here we have the different temperatures according to with the different temperatures, with the different thickness and age. So and here we have even the speed of the plate, and that is 5 centimeters per year. 5 centimeters per year. So, and do you know where we have a very fast subduction? Where is the fastest subduction in the world? That is in Tonga. That makes about 20 centimeters per year. So in this one made about 5 centimeters per year. So next slide. Yes, so then you are doing all these calculations again. And with these calculations you can find out then, as I have shown you before, which minerals are there in the underground, under which pressure and temperature conditions. Then you can calculate how the density changes, yeah. Then you can hear the speed of the P waves. You can all calculate this, yeah. You have only to just to go to the field, taking the rock samples, preparing them for chemical analysis, and then you can just start with the calculations. And the nice thing with these methods is you are not destroying. You can calculate the P waves, the S waves, how the volume changes with pressure and temperature, and how the water concentration in this rock changing with pressure and temperatures. So yeah, next. So then we have here the same for yes, where you have the certain minerals, and you can calculate how much percent of a certain mineral you can expect or find at certain pressure and temperature conditions. So, and that is then very important for the mining industry. Yeah? So, because it becomes, just in the last few years, it becomes more important, because that is the green mining. That one is doing before always all these calculations that you have not to drill everywhere. So because if you are drilling by the cost of 1 meter to drill is 300 Australian dollars. So and if they are doing then or taking then 700 or 800 or 900 drill cores down to a depth of, I don't know, 600 meters or so, this costs enormous amounts of money for that they are figuring out afterwards that it is not worthwhile to mine. So and therefore I'm teaching this as well. So now we are going to the next. So then you can make these geoid measurements. So these are geophysical methods. So in these geophysical methods, you can then calculate the anomalies of the S waves and the anomalies of the P waves. So I mean, in a dry mantle, the S waves has a certain speed as well as the P waves. So and if we are talking about anomalies, that means if the S waves or the P waves are different from those of the normal dry mantle, yeah. So and what do you think can make the differences? So why is here that is the normal, yeah, that is in at Moho depth, yeah, Moho, you know the Mohorovic discontinuity from ES303. So, but in there you have positive values, but only slightly positive values, yeah, that is the normal, and there we have, when we have here this blue area, that is the, that shows that the continental crust is very dry. So, but then we are interested in anomalies. So, if you are going just down to a depth of 150 kilometers, we have here strong anomalies, and here we have an anomaly of minus 300 meters per second. So that means the S waves are minus 300 meters per second more slower than expected, or as they should be in the normal mantle. So, and what can cause these anomalies? That is again water. So, because if you have a wet mantle, we are calling it a wet mantle, then you have these anomalies. So, and that can be caused by a wet mantle, or what do you think? Can cause this S waves as well. These anomalies as well. There's water, and what you can create with the release of water, that is melt. So, and that means everywhere where you have volcanic active areas, you can expect such anomalies, yeah? So, in there you can expect the volcanic eruptions. But it must not be always a volcanic eruption. Yeah, I mean, if you have such anomalies, then you have, as you can see it here, then in Vanuatu, you have all these hot springs. Yeah, and that is for a high economic interest. So, but when you have a high degree on or if you have a wet mantle, yeah, let us say a wet mantle, that means you have a high degree of water flow, yeah, in the Earth's mantle. So, and what can you expect by having a high or by having a wet mantle? This you can also observe here. That's then the formation of a certain type of particles. So, next. Okay. So that was now just an introduction what I'm doing there and for what it is useful. So next week we are starting then with the normal class. We are discussing at first the petrography, then the petrology, and then the geotectonic setting for all possible areas where you have volcanic eruptions. So yeah, now to the practical. Then will give you the introduction to the practical, is it? So and there you will create these volcanoes. You can actually then start already on Wednesday, yeah? So when we are making for the ES301, we will give you always 1 hour introduction, yeah? Actually you will not need 1 hour, but anyway. And that is also for the 301. So when both practicals, they will then be together, yeah? So I mean at first you can do the introduction for the ES303 and then you can do the introduction for the ES301. Yes. So for the ES301 we will tell you then tomorrow what you have there to do. But for the ES303 you should create these volcanoes. So when we have done the last year class have we done as well. Yeah? I mean you can find there, and I mean this ES303 is a blended course. That means they are expecting that you are doing something or some studies as a homework. Yeah? So and that is now to create these volcanoes. So and I mean you can just take them some examples from nature, yeah. Mount St. Helens is always good, yeah. Or actually it does not matter. You can just take the pictures from the internet. You will find everything by googling. So and then you can they should be from the shape the same like the original ones. I mean you have stratovolcanoes, you have sheet volcanoes and so on, yeah. So when they should look like as the original one. So when you are making this, you can just use therefore a newspaper and such things. Yeah, he will show it to you. You will also find on Google a lot of movies. Yeah, how to create them. So and then there is the next thing with the eruption. For the eruption, you are putting just a bottle inside the volcano. I mean, you are taking at first an empty bottle, yeah, putting it on the table, making the volcano around, because this bottle, with this bottle you will simulate the magma chamber and the vent. So, and therefore you can use different bottles. Yeah, you can use bottles with a bigger opening and one with a smaller opening. Yeah, he will tell you then what they have used last year and also what they have done wrong last year. Yeah. So, and then you can use different kitchen materials to create the eruption. So, and what was actually the best?
Last year, the one with use potassium nitrate.
Yeah, that was the one where you have built up the caldera. Yeah, that was a good one. That was really good. So, and there he will then bring from the chemistry the department the material. Yeah, and there that was really a great one, because it's really burning very nicely and it will form the caldera. Yeah? So, and from the kitchen material they have used the vinegar and the baking powder. Yeah, but that was not that successful. No. So, and then what they have used as well, that was coke and peppermint. So you will find in the internet different things. So, and some of them are really, I mean, one of them burned in last year, yeah. So, and what they have used for that, also some chemicals. Yes. So, and then the thing is, I think you can make them and then you can simulate these volcanic eruptions. So, but that is now still on a schoolboy stage, just to make a volcanic eruption. He will then come with a camera with high resolution, yeah, and then you can make the movie. So, and then you can make the movie how the volcano is erupting. So, and when you have the movie, you can just play the movie here in this room, yeah, showing it just here on the board. So, and then you can make an XY diagram, that is the diameter, how the stuff flows out and how high. So, and then you can just make with Excel such parallels. So, and then you should compare these model simulations, I mean these are just simulations, yeah, with volcanic eruptions. So, how the curve when the stuff becomes blown out, how it correlates, for example, with density, yeah. So you can use higher dense material or lower dense material for the eruption. So, and then you can put some stuff inside your created melt to simulate maybe some pieces of material which the magma brings up. Small sand grains or something like this, yeah. So then you can vary the material which you are add in your melt with the density. So because if you are looking for a natural magma chamber, then you have the melt, and from this melt you are crystallizing your minerals, some minerals with the higher density sinking down to the bottom of the chamber, other minerals with the lower density compared to the surrounding melt will rise up to the top of the magma chamber, and some of them will float. So such things can you then play around, yeah? So, and then you are making this, I mean you have the whole semester time for this, yeah? And you should arrange yourself in groups. We are now how many students? 38, something like this, yeah? Then you are organizing yourself in groups. I mean, not everybody must create an own one, yeah. So that you have maybe that the whole class has maybe 6 or something like this, yeah. So, and for the ES301, you will then get a similar exercise. There you should just model the reef collapse which caused in 1954 here the tsunami in Sumatra. Yeah? Yes, there was a reef collapse. So there you can actually do the same things, yeah, but it's not with a volcanic eruption. That is just you need a water vessel, yeah, and then you have to think about how you can water the real products. And how the material is affecting, or how the physics is behind. Because I mean, it does not matter if you are making such a model of a volcano, or you are looking for a volcanic eruption in nature, or you are doing just while you are cooking in your kitchen, you are making just some observation what's going on in your cooking pot. The physics is all behind, is always the same. So and these experiments are actually called analog experiments, and they become, well, they are nowadays more and more often used, yeah. These are just simulation, and they are actually very funny. So okay, that was it for today.